Today, the orange cat brings us a monitor arm of 1,000 cherry blossoms. Good afternoon, welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese of the 4-piece warranty Orky Triple XL. And today, we're having a look at the Cougar Duo 35. It's a 2,000 Rand double monitor arm stand in one with some USB 3 pass-through, some very, very nicely thought out cable channeling, and one of the strongest arms in the history of man. I've got it pretty much on the lightest setting and only pushing it past the normal clipping point, it keeps it down. Which I can do right now. But if I go past that, you'll notice she launches. She launches, bro. This thing is not what I would call weak by any measure. They've done away with putting a normal set of springs inside, and instead this has actually got a gas cylinder operated mode, which makes it far more adjustable than you would have with normal springs. So it's a bit more premium than that. And yes, you can get monitor arms under $1,000 with this sort of setup, but not with this feature set or build quality. So let's go through what's in the box. Fittings and such are, let's just say, comprehensive. The idea with this is it can both be clamped onto the edge of the desk or drilled into it as well. So if you want to have it like in the middle of the desk so that it sets better with your setup, or to have it right at the back so that it can go over the top or clamped on the side or whatever the case is, then you're going to be able to do that. It can even reach across from the side, as I'm showing you over here with the swivel. You could have it reaching across like that from the side, or then have it directly across in front of you. It's got quite a lot of malleability. Sorry, this thing is so flippin' strong. It's like honestly having flippin' Wonder Woman in this neck. So how do those mounts work? Well, first we're going to have a look at the clamp, which is an L-shaped bracket which then connects into the bottom over here, that then 2 units pass through with really beefy clips there, or beefy bolts, and then there is a metal clip which then attaches onto your desk. The other way of clamping it, like I said, is to drill those 2 holes through the desk and then fasten them on the other side with these 2 aluminium tabs, in which case it's very much not going anywhere. Everything is incredibly nicely fitted and countersunk so that it does make a nice clean profile with the table. They do also include a piece of channeling for the back of the stand as well. So where the cables then come out of the back of the monitor arm over here, or the main support arm at the back over here, you can then further channel those cables to make them even neater. Speaking of the arm, in the bottom over here, you're going to notice 2 USB 3 pass-throughs. They're full USB 3 pass-through, and the cables are pretty damn long out of the back of these. They should be able to reach your PC absolutely no problems, and they're very nicely put together, like incredibly overbuilt. You can see by the thickness of these, it's just passing USB, mate. But with these, I could like ride a horse, I'm telling you. And that's like the TLDR for this entire stand. Anyway, moving further up, you'll notice the main hinge over there with that adjustment point that I was telling you about. You can make it stronger or weaker depending on your need and how much monitor you have on here. It's pretty easy to adjust thanks to these handles, which come standard and are exactly pre-built to do exactly that, so that you can move it around from either the top or bottom much easier than having to pull the actual stand itself. These runners that are attached to the cross beam are just on rails, so they're very easy to move when you don't have a monitor on, and then when the monitor is putting weight there, you'll notice it becomes a little bit harder. You just pick up the monitor and then it's easy to move back and forth like that, but when it's down, then it doesn't move. Clever little bit of design over there from Cougar. And these suckers as well can full tilt both left and right, and then pivot up and down as well, so you can get a nice surrounding sort of effect. So if you like to have one dead on and the other one off to the side surrounding you, you're going to be able to do that. Just make sure, however, that you stay to the same brand, I would say, for your monitors, because as you'll see in the example that I have on screen, the 27 Dell is much more centrally mounted with its facer compared to the LG, which is higher up, so that does sit a little bit higher, and maybe if you're OCD like me, that off-centeredness could be irritating. Luckily, I pretty much stick to those 2 brands, so it's kind of easy to mix and mash between the two and get them set up and centered correctly on the monitor arm itself. The VESA mounts for the screens as well are a clip-in type. They're very, very straightforward. They have a top over there so you know which side they're going to be on. There's just a pull tab and then it's clipped into place and it's not going to come out of there. They've got an inside track as well for the smaller VESA mount size, but the outside is the default 100 by 100. So very easy to set up, very, very comprehensive, very well built, as you can see from the close-ups in this sucker, but a lot going on between all of the fittings and fixtures. I thought I was going to be able to whack this in a day, but no, I needed a lot more time than that because Cougar's done an impressively good job over here. I especially like, because of these swivels, if I just demonstrate, it can go down quite a bit over like that. I would see you even using it for over the top sort of styles like that, where you can have the monitor then like in the middle at the top over there like that. If I just come back down a little bit, you can see the idea that I'm going for. You could use this to get over the top of your current monitor stack and perhaps to put two other monitors on top that you might need information on. A lot of us are, you know, getting into streaming and stuff like that, and it's nice to have that third monitor for your chat, or in my instance when I'm busy doing esports stuff, then we have one screen dedicated to our camera feeds, and if that window isn't always on the surface, it actually freezes. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue, which is sorted out by just having a third monitor while you're working. So this would help a lot with that. In general, with the strength and quality, I mean, just trying to move this, it doesn't move. Like, it really doesn't move. You can swivel this almost basically 90 degrees parallel. It actually goes a little bit further than that, so you can have it parallel like that. You can swing your monitors around from either side. You can go over the top as I've shown you like that. It can go all the way down. You can hear the clicking point, and then it sits just like that, even off of the surface of whatever you're using. You can adjust this to do whatever you want it to do. The clamp is impressively strong even by itself. You can then still drill it into the table if you need to, and then it's got USB pass-through just to make your life a little bit easier, so that if you do have your machine set off to the side, these are full USB 3s, so you could even connect like a dock to this for all of your connectivity if you did need it on the table. But if you've got a wireless set of headphones, keyboard and mouse, you're done, and then your desk is going to look incredibly neat as a result of this. There's nothing really to change here. For 2,000 Rand, I gotta say, the value here is pretty damn good considering the setup. The only concern I have is that the gas arm in here is maybe not going to last the longest, in which case, how do I replace it? That is the only question I really have for you guys over at Cougar, is will you be creating a replacement cylinder for me, or do I need to throw away the whole unit if that does? That's the only real question I have. But on the surface of things, 2,000 Rand for this sort of build quality for a piece of metal that's really not going to go anywhere in a hurry once it's been attached to your desk, with a very easy clip in and out system over there for your monitors. I mean, taking them and setting them up is super easy. Nice channeling and stuff ideas to keep it clean on the desk as well. Overall, I think this is killing it. Much like their Forte, price versus performance here is incredibly good from the Oranje cat. Anywho, that's all I have for you on the Duo 35. If you have enjoyed this review, please hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.